Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, I'm Marietta Carter, and I am your host today. I'm also a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I want to welcome everyone here today. And I'd also like to welcome everyone who is out there, our broadcast audience. And I invite all y'all out there to come in here and join us here. In case you don't know, which I'm sure you all do, but we are a spiritual community dedicated to helping people live meaningful, joyful, happy, productive lives. If you want to live the best and meaningful life, you're at the right place. We have a great program here today. I invite you to sit back, take a deep breath, suspend all judgment, open up your heart and your mind, and enjoy the service. Right now, here's Larry Farragalli to introduce our music team.
Thank you, Netta. It's good to see you standing up. Thank you. Okay. It's good to see you standing up and walking on the stage. All right. Good morning, everybody. Our featured vocalist today is one of my favorite guys. 30 plus years of writing fantastic songs in Nashville. So he was here the second week of January, and we're glad to have him back. So let's give him a CSLN warm welcome. Mark Elliott.
Morning. I don't say good morning too many times at a microphone. What's worth the trouble? What's worth the pain? What's worth driving yourself insane? Oh, love is. Love is. What's the use in trying? Nothing seems to work. What's the use in crying when even the crying hurts? Oh, love is. Love is. Love is the reason we're all here. Oh, love is a complicated mystery, but this one thing is clear. As long as we keep making it, it'll never disappear. Oh, love is. Love is. Everyone has questions. Everyone's got doubts. Looking for the answer, only to find out that love is. Love is. We're all in a hurry to get it right or wrong. But what's left behind when we're dead and gone? But this one thing is clear. Oh, love is the reason we're all here. Love is a complicated mystery, this one thing is clear. As long as we keep making it, it'll never disappear. Oh, love is, love is. Thank you much.
Good morning. I'm Lucia Cooper-Smith. I am a member of the Board of Trustees, and I'm making our announcements today. So first and foremost, our fellowship hall is open again for light refreshments after service. So we invite everyone here to join us in the fellowship hall. And be sure not to miss next Sunday, the 13th, as we're having a pizza party after service. Thank you to the Sacred Service team for making these arrangements and providing drinks, desserts, and salad. On Monday at 6 p.m., the Town Hall, the team council is meeting over Zoom, so if you would like to participate, you can find that on the website. If you've been thinking about becoming a member of CSLN, we have good news. We have a discovery class for new members coming up on Saturday, March 12th. It will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Zoom. It's a required class for anyone wishing to become a member, and it offers a quick, intimate look inside our teaching and its history. It's a great way to prepare for the personal study and practice of a philosophy that is rich with personal growth and abundant living. There's no charge for the class, but registration is required, and you can find the sign-up form on our website. Some more important dates to mark on your calendar. On Tuesday, March 22nd, there's a town hall meeting on Zoom to discuss the budget for 2022. Then on Sunday, March 27th, we have our annual meeting after the Sunday service. You're also free to stream this meeting on our YouTube channel because somebody will be monitoring the chat section. The annual meeting will consist of electing our new board members and reviewing the annual budget for the center. So if you are a member, you will be voting for the new board members and the budget. If you're not a member, I encourage you to take the membership class so that you can vote. And if you're interested in being a leader of our center, there will be an opportunity for at least 3 people to join our Board of Trustees in March. So you will get to travel to interesting places and meet new people. Okay, that's not true. We don't travel anywhere, and it's debatable whether we're that interesting. But we would love it if you would volunteer, because we need good people to help us on the Board of Trustees. If you are interested, please submit your application to our nominating committee, which consists of David Arnhalter, Karen Sorensen, and Heidi Dixner. Just for some of you who've been reluctant to run for the board because of the 3-year term, I know that's put a lot of people off. We have lowered that from a 3-year term down to a 2-year term. So for those of you who would like that, that would help. Requirements to be nominated are that you're a member of the center and have taken 1 year or the equivalent of Science of Mind classes. So submit your interest to volunteer at cslnashville.org. We're also looking for people to join our audiovisual team. This is a paid position. It requires no previous experience. And if you know of someone, or if you are interested, please email Annie at admin@cslnashville.org. If you came to the center today, you'll notice that Complete Health's COVID testing site is no longer in our parking lot. Many, many thanks to Complete Health. They were wonderful parking lot renters for the past couple of years. And thank you to Kate Prentice for bringing this agreement to the center. That rent in 2020 really kept us going. And in 2021 and the beginning of 2022, they really provided us the financial ability to search for a minister. So big thanks to them, and we wish them the best. If you need a spiritual mind treatment, find our practitioners on the website. Choose a practitioner by using the individual contact form and submit a request. And finally, don't forget to give love to our center to help us thrive and grow by going to lovecsln.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, good morning once again. I want to say that more than once because I rarely get a chance to say good morning. It's usually more good afternoon / early evening for me. I'm not up this early very much. And I have to admit, I don't play in churches too many times, but probably count them on one hand. But I will tell you that several fingers of the hand is this fine room, and you guys are a good bunch of people. So it's been really great being able to do that. And hey, how about this band? I love playing with these guys. So Larry texted me the theme for the day about love and loss and, I guess, self-actualization and finding yourself. So I told him I was going to put you guys' open-minded hippiness to the test, although I know you're going to pass. This song is about love, and it's about grief, and it's about finding yourself, and it's about a prostitute. Called El Dorado Stardust. Wore a red cotton dress to cover up the scars nobody asked about. Blue and purple rouge, the color of the moon, made her lips stand out. She took many a young man's first, many an old man's dreams, up and down the west side of Santa Ana Street. El Dorado Stardust, nobody knows it like I do. Maybe another place and time, so I'd be hers and she'd be mine. But I know that I'll never feel love like El Dorado Stardust. Painting a Daniel Boone hung above the bed at the Alamo Motel. She swore it kept her safe from the pimps and johns and the hours by herself. She asked me to stay and hold her, but she was done holding me. Told me about Mexico and a long-lost family. El Dorado Stardust, nobody knows it like I do. Maybe another place and time, I'd be hers and she'd be mine. But I know that I'll never feel love like El Dorado Stardust. See her in the evening sky every time a shooting star goes by. I go back to say goodbye, but heaven told her down for just one night. El Dorado Stardust, nobody knows it like I do. Maybe another place and time, I'd be hers and she'd be mine. But I know that I'll never feel love like Eldorado. Stardust, 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 like Eldorado. Stardust. Thank you very much. Come on, Carl. Come on, Carl. Come on, Carl. Come on, Carl. Come on, Carl.
Oh, man. Good morning. My name is Carl Franklin, and I have the privilege of being one of the practitioners here. And this morning I wanted to read to you from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. You all know that's one of my favorites. This reading is in the 3rd chapter, and it starts, Ernest Holmes writes, God is right where I am. God is what I am. All that God has is mine now. Wow. I enter into the conscious possession of this divine allness, this universal bounty, this perfect reality today. I know that it is manifesting in my life. You rob no person when you discover your own good. You limit no person when you express a greater degree of livingness. You harm no one by being happy. You steal from no one by being prosperous. You hinder no person's evolution when you consciously enter into the kingdom of your good and possess it today. Wow. Your thought, operating through the law of mind, can meet your needs, convert fear into faith, loss into gain, and failure into success. Act as if you already have dominion over evil. Refuse to entertain any images of fear. Know that the good is the only power there is. Believe that you are governed by divine intelligence, that you are directed by divine guidance. Know that everything you say or think, that it is constructive and it is done with a divine authority. Know that the freedom which already exists in the mind of God belongs to you and now manifests through you. Now I'd like to do a spiritual mind treatment, and I'd like you to know this truth with me as I speak it. As I speak this word, I do so in the first person. So I invite you to make it personal for yourself. I am one with this power and this presence that I call God. I live and move and have my being in the flow of this dynamic energy. Never separate, I express my life with great passion and look for new ways to express my deepest self. I expect good to be realized in my life. Through every experience, as I look forward to my good, I dwell in the mystery, but yet hold the highest vision for what is possible. Gratitude for this realization comes from a place of deep love within myself and acceptance of myself as I release my word to the law of mind. I know it is done unto me as I believe. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Carl.
when Larry told me the themes, he said, "Yeah, do you have any love songs?" I'm like, "Well, I may only have 4 that aren't about breakups, so I'll try to do those."
We give him a lot of leeway, you know. Blame it on me.
That's what my mom said when I was 5. I wrote a book that's out called The Sons of Starmount, and it's a memoir of my 10th year. We all have a place and time, I believe, in our lives that defines our adulthood. And for me, 1977 on Starmount Drive in North Florida was mine. I had all the accoutrements of being 10. I had 8 or 9 buddies to run around with. I had swamps and creeks full of alligators and woods to get lost in. That was, as you remember, the era when parents didn't see you from the moment you got off the bus on Friday till the street light turned on Sunday. It's kind of a 70s Stand By Me tale. My mom read the book and went, "My God, I'm a terrible mother." But I'm lucky to have the mom and dad I do. So I'll send this out as a love song too, but it's a love song among friends. So I want you to think back to 10, 11, 12 years old, because it's hard to find friends like you had when you were 10, 11, 12 years old, I think. And this is called Tire Swing Time Machine. We had this tire swing out in the back field by the swamp that hung from this old live oak branch, and we swore that we got it to be a time machine if we swung it hard enough, especially if we swung it around the top branch where we generally fell off and cracked our heads open. So it may have been more of an unconscious head injury thing than time machine, but I like to think of it as traveling. So this is called Tire Swing Time Machine. Come with me to the tree that stands alone in a field of green, takes you places you've never seen in your life. The sun disappears behind the hill, the bullfrog drowns the whippoorwill, the stars stretch out like a coupe de ville. Let's take a ride on a magic carpet full of hope, a rubber wheel, an old hemp rope. I'm not afraid of that big unknown. It's a time machine, a tire swing. Tell me where you want to go. Back before the dinosaurs or a spaceship out among the stars. Kick your legs up in the air. One more time, we're almost there. Around that branch, spread our arms and fly so high. You and I are the best of friends. Been that way since way back when. Let's take that road past the old dead end where no one goes. Mom and Dad won't even know we're gone. We'll travel like years before the dawn. Fight pirates, kings, and leprechauns. Take their gold on a magic carpet full of hope. A rubber wheel, an old hemp rope. I'm not afraid of that big unknown. It's a time machine, and a tire swing. Tell me where you want to go. Back before the dinosaurs or spaceship out among the stars. Kick your legs up in the air. One more time, well, almost there. Around that branch, spread our arms and fly so high. tell me where you want to go. Back before the dinosaurs or a spaceship out among the stars, kick your legs up in the air. One more time, we're almost there. We'll round that branch, spread our arms and fly so
Mark Elliott.
Thank you very much.
Aren't you glad that we're an inclusive community so we can have music like Mark here today to sing for us? Thank you. So it is my pleasure and honor to introduce our guest speaker today. She's a longtime friend to myself and to our community. She's a leader in the metaphysical community, and I consider her a member of our ministry team here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is Rosemary Cathcart. Her title today, The Freedom to Be Yourself.
I have to get my... Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So nice to see people here, with masks, with no masks. My goodness, progress, right? We all have a hoped-for COVID-free world any day now. I want to thank, again, our band. Oh, my God, Larry Faragalli and this team back here, these musicians. And I'm always so amazed at the talent that this community draws to it. So Mark, fabulous music, fabulous words. And a remembrance to our former assistant, you gotta go way back to know this, assistant minister here, Xana Ziegler, whose birthday was yesterday, and she designed all of this. The whole backdrop, she painted it, and she made the stained glass window. So thank you, Xana. And before I forget, could we please hold Ukraine in our hearts and our healing prayers for peace? I think as goes Ukraine, may go the rest of the world. So let's hope for the best. The freedom to be yourself. It's actually a pretty lofty concept because we get so much interference on the road to that wholeness. Just before going on sabbatical, the Reverend Lynn Bennett put together another lovely list of topics to guide us through the year 2022. And the theme for March is freedom and a time to heal. The next line in his description was something that also caught my attention. Time to let go of things that no longer serve us. In my personal world, that really could be a daily mantra, as it covers a lot of territory in my life. If you've ever grown up with childhood issues, you know that sometimes you want to hold on to what you've got because there might be a fear that you won't get more. Totally contrary to science of mind teaching. So, a time to let go of what no longer serves us. I don't make New Year's resolutions anymore because I got really tired of disappointing myself. I'd start the year with a full head of steam, and by mid-February, it would all be gone. What I do now, instead, I take an inventory of what I'd like to and be willing to let go of at the beginning of every year. And it's different every year. And this year I took on something really big. I set all of the clocks in my life to the correct time. I know, right? Sorry, allergies started yesterday. So, growing up career-wise, I grew up literally in the radio and television industry, and time is everything. I can still to this day tell you a 30-second break, 60-second break, 90-second break, because I wrote commercials and voiced them for years and years. So time has always been a marker for me. And since it's such an old and ingrained topic, it's really stuck with me all of these years. It's an obsession. At last count, I have 12 clocks in my house, not counting computers, right, and other devices. My first husband, Tom Reynolds, and I were both in radio together, and Tom was the morning man at WJNO AM in West Palm Beach, Florida. Nice to know you're a Florida boy. So, Tom had a morbid fear of being late for work and oversleeping. And in those days, the morning man was the guy who got there at 5:30, turned on the coffee, and started the day at 6 a.m. So he had a system. The 3 or 4 alarm clocks in our bedroom were all set 20 to 25 minutes ahead of time, and they were all over the bedroom. Tom had to get up, and walk to them and physically turn them off. I was not allowed to touch them. You know how well that went, right? 3:15 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 3:45 a.m., and finally the loudest one was set to 4 a.m., and it was kind of like a bullhorn. Woo! Bathroom clocks were set 10 minutes ahead, and the kitchen clocks were set 5 minutes ahead. Are you exhausted yet? He had a system, my dude. Before you could tell the time, you had to figure out what room you were in and what the current system was. So this year, I bit the bullet and set all of the clocks to the correct time. Of course, I was late for everything until about mid-February. It wasn't pretty. My brain had not caught up with my new plan. I feel a bit silly sharing something so mundane with all of you, but I'm wondering what habits and patterns and ideas about yourself that you might be holding on to that relate to old chapters in your life. Chapters that are no longer relevant and that you would rather have in the rearview mirror. Until we clear out those old patterns, finding the freedom to be our best self is pretty much impossible. In fact, it's totally unavailable. I really loved Tom Reynolds, and we had a great marriage until we didn't. But every person following him was then subjected to my curious timekeeping methods. I'd hear their comments, but the pattern was so deeply ingrained in me that I had no space inside of myself for a new way. Hear that. I had no space inside of myself for a new way. And we're just talking about clocks here. Do you have anything like that left over, maybe? Left over, from your family of origin? Your third grade teacher, your first husband, your first wife, your first lover, your last lover. We all do. Maybe even a boss that just drove you to distraction, that you could never appease. No matter what kind of a good job you turned in, it never worked. One of the bedrock concepts of science of mind studies is that we are all cause because we can think. But sometimes we go to sleep to our power and we just go on autopilot. And we forget to think independently for who we are. As Raymond Charles Barker states in The Power of Decision, the only creative process there has ever been, is now, or forevermore shall be, is thinking. Thinking. Hear that again. The only creative process there has ever been is thinking. It's an extraordinary tool. It is a masterpiece of design and infinite wisdom, and we're the ones left to manage the operating system of all of that magic. Ever hear the term operator error? So what do we think about ourselves? Before we take the time to think about anyone else or anything else, we must think about ourselves in the highest light and the loftiest, most hopeful of terms. There's so much on the world stage right now, all about an individual's right to express themselves in terms of race, gender equality, Me Too guidelines and protections, and that is just as it should be. But when you're all by yourself, completely alone, with nothing to distract you or to occupy your attention, where do your thoughts about yourself go? Do you measure up? Who's got the measuring stick? How long does it take before you're nudgy and uncomfortable being all alone? What are your deepest, most private thoughts? When do those fears seep in? Am I enough? Am I a real loser? Am I loved? Am I even lovable? I'll never amount to anything. Am I safe? Can I take care of myself? Have I made good life decisions so far? According to Ernest Holmes, we should not let anything get in our way. Quote, everything in the universe is a unique individuation or expression of the one thing, which is the cause of all things. You do not have to imitate or compete. You are a special creation of God, and as such, you have full access to that unlimited potential of infinite intelligence. Did you hear that? You do not have to compete. You do not have to imitate anyone. You already have a full access pass, and you were born with it. You came with it. And at the same time, it's really important to know that we all have broken places. Broken places that try to hide so deeply inside of us. Broken places that we don't even want to deal with, that we are terrified that somebody else might know. I'm so scared I can't think. I can't even breathe. I'll never figure it out. I'll never get it all right, all at the same time. I can't let anyone know who I really am, or they'd run. I'm afraid of being left out. I'm afraid of being discounted. What if I can't do this? Am I an addict? I wonder who else knows. Maybe I'm too old, too young, too fat, too short, too thin, too tall. Put in your word. Maybe the world would be better off without me. That list of broken places is endless, but it is no match for the healing powers of Source. It's why I've learned to use the statement, divine order always prevails and the best is yet to come. Just that belief, just having that statement somewhere back here can be enough to trip you into the next available good thought. And that will lead you to the next good healing process. There is always a way. And even in your darkest moments, if you can remember, there's always a way. That might be enough for you to kind of hook your star on to get you out of that abyss. It's the foundation of science of mind treatments. According to Dr. Barker, whatever pattern in my subconscious mind is causing me to have this sense of fear or frustration, I now erase it by this word of truth, which I am declaring. I establish in its place the opposite, which is a sense of security and order. By this word of truth, which I am declaring. Let's do this now. It's time to do a little breathing. You know, I always do it. It's got to be in here somewhere. So, if you could all just kind of get comfortable in your seats wherever you are, if you're here with us and it's lovely to see a crowd, or if you're out there joining us from afar, really kind of snuggle into your seats. Get really comfortable. Allow your body to completely relax. And don't be sitting there doing this. If you've never studied any thing about this, you're not here. You don't want to be here. Just open. Trust life. Trust life. So completely relax. Fill the space you're sitting in. And close your eyes. It's safe to close your eyes. You're in a good spot here. I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose as you say internally, I am more than enough. And as you exhale through the mouth, toss out any resistance to that belief. Take another nice deep breath in through the nose as you say to yourself, I am a gift to all of life. I am a child of God. Again, as you breathe out any resistance on the exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose as you proclaim, my life is an exquisite example of the law in action. Again, breathing out any resistance to that wholeness. Taking in a final deep breath, inhaling deeply through the nose as you tell yourself, I am more than enough. I am fabulous. And as you exhale, release any remaining resistance. Great work, guys. Open your eyes. Could you feel that little bit of an internal shift? It's what we claim for ourselves that we then live in the world. And we exude that. I took a course many years ago about body language, and it was probably, of the many things I've studied, one of the most impactful things, because the instructor said, no matter who you're looking at, try to see their 5-year-old. You know, if you're about to engage in an argument or a disruptive conversation, take a deep breath and imagine their 5-year-old having a little pity party, stomping their feet, or worse still, maybe a 13-year-old girl. You know, just But do that, allow that. You are unstoppable, and nothing is out of reach. Nothing is out of reach. Life is an ever-changing journey with lots of twists and turns, growth and loss. And I have come to understand that what can seem to be the most awful, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching thing can ultimately turn out to be the thing that sets us all free, free to find ourselves. This life is a journey of courage, curiosity, stamina. We've got to put humor in there too, right? Maturity, and the spiritual disciplines necessary to grow and to keep us on the path toward our destiny. Our destiny isn't something that we find at Walmart or the corner. Our destiny is something that we make. And we make that destiny one decision, one choice, one thought at a time. I'm the second youngest of 7 children, and my mother was my world, my entire world. Everything hinged on her. Her ideas, her opinions, her vision of who I would be in the world. I was still a teenager when she died suddenly. And I remember standing in the hallway of St. Francis Hospital in Kenmore, New York, wanting to scream my horror at the statue of Mary, the Blessed Mother. I didn't, of course, because I was that silly, quintessential, good Catholic girl. I think it's an oxymoron, guys. But because I didn't scream, and because I didn't release my fear and my trauma, I gained 30 pounds over the next year. Because I had swallowed my grief, I had swallowed my horror and my loss, and all that fear had to have a lot of protection. It took lots of searching, lots of therapy, and ultimately the study of science of mind for me to realize my mother's passing was a great gift to me, a great gift, a gift that I had to search for my own identity. I was not going to be the daughter she envisioned. We would drive down our street on the way home, and I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and she would say, maybe you'll marry a lovely doctor from the University of Buffalo, or a dentist, or maybe you'll marry an attorney, and you'll live on one of these side streets. So I was that good little girl. I wanted to do anything my mother wanted. So that was the vision that was implanted in my brain. I was not going to be a French translator or a middle school teacher in Erie County, New York, which is what I would have done if my mother had lived. I would have had 2.5 children, a dog and a cat, a husband or two, and I would never have been urgently required to search for myself. Hear that again. We're supposed to do that. We are supposed to be urgently required to search for ourselves. Today is the anniversary of my mother's passing, and it's a privilege to celebrate her today. It was quite a gift from Gregory Fisher, unbeknownst to him, when he scheduled me today so that I could honor the spirit of my mother, Virginia Elizabeth Grace Cathcart. We did a good job. We did a really good job, Mom. Yes, it's a freedom to be oneself, but it is also a responsibility to be allowed to have a physical body, to be alive in this world. How many people have you lost in the last couple of years? My roster is pretty long. So the idea that we got up today, we're here, we all look lovely. Look at all those sparkling faces. You're supposed to smile at that, guys. Because y'all, really, the light coming back to me from the front is quite exquisite. But it is a responsibility to have our life, and a responsibility of depth and courage and determination to connect with the source of our being and to hold on to that guiding light. But it's the best deal ever. Here we are. In the words of Emmett Fox, there is no need to be unhappy. There is no need to be sad. There is no need to be disappointed or oppressed or aggrieved. There is no need for illness or failure or discouragement. There is no necessity for anything but success, good health, prosperity, and an abounding interest and joy in life. This is a prayer that I've had since my tenure at the Aquarian Research Center in West Palm Beach. I have no idea what the origin is. But just hear these words, please. Take them in. I place myself and all of my affairs lovingly in the hands of the divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one, with a childlike faith that that which is for my highest good has always come to me, and lo, it always will. I rest in a sea of universal love, light, energy, and balance. I am one with it all. I am a part of it all. I am indeed that love and that light. And so are you. And so it is. Thank you. Hello, honey. You can use my stool. I don't think you need it.
No, I don't think they. Thank you, Rosemary. So, now is the time to give back to what serves us. Will the ushers come forward, please? Thank you. So I would like, now that the ushers are here, that we can prepare our gifts. We can also accept your gift through a card in our bookstore, and those online, we can make a contribution at the link below in the description. Or you can mail your check to our street address. Repeat after me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Well, thank you again for having me. It's always a pleasure to play here. And one more hand for this band, because that's a huge pleasure to play with these folks. Thank you, Don. So I think every songwriter has one song that is the most them. And this, I I wrote this some 30 years ago, and it's still the most me, I think. I never sing it without mentioning my friend Tom Dundee, who was a wonderful singer-songwriter from Chicago and a wonderful vagabond in the best sense of the word. I don't know if you have a vagabond in your life. Everybody needs one. Tom was killed in a motorcycle accident a dozen years ago, and he called me 30 minutes before the bike accident and said, "Hey, man, if you don't call me real quickly, we're only going to be friends for the next 500 years. That was Tom Dundee. I wrote this at his kitchen table up in Rogers Park after driving all night. Should have gone to bed, but there was this old Sunburst Martin guitar in the corner, and I picked it up, and it just wouldn't leave me alone. And I started writing this list of things that I was passionate about. And I realized that's what the song was going to be, just a list of things I was passionate about, at least the things I could say in public. So it's a haiku. And the next morning I said, "Hey, man, I hope I didn't keep you awake, but that guitar wouldn't leave me alone." He said, "Well, Steve Goodman's mama, Manette, gave me that guitar after he died, and it was the guitar he wrote The City of New Orleans on, so that's the closest I ever got to co-writing with Steve Goodman." In case the other songs didn't educate you on who I am, this will leave you with that. And thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to play with you, fellas. It's called Passions. Passion for mountains, a passion for skies, the sound of a freight train stealing the night, the dreams I get when my working day is through. I got a passion for cars that used to be cars, closing my eyes and watching the stars. Baby, I've got a passion for you. Yeah, love and pain ain't nothing but the marrow of my life. Well, I might be an emotional man, but I'm not in disguise. And if you take me as I am, I think you'll find my love is true, that I'm one of the passionate few. I've got a passion for you. Got a passion for highs, a passion for lows, the midnight AM radio, and the way it feels to finally shake the blue. Got a passion for memories and lifelong friends, more than kisses that never end. Baby, I've got a passion for you. Yeah, love and pain ain't nothing, the marrow of my life. I might be an emotional man, but I'm not in disguise. And if you take me as I am, I think you'll find my love is true, that I'm one of the passionate few. I've got a passion for you. Bets and a passion for breaks, but a habit of making huge mistakes. I've been tossed around and spun beneath the wheel a couple times. But I know what I know, feel what I feel, and I say what I say, and at least I dream. Yeah, love and pain ain't nothing but the marrow of my life. Well, I might be an emotional man, but I'm not in disguise. And if you take me as I am, I think you'll find my love is true, that I'm one of the passionate few. Yeah, love and pain ain't nothing but the marrow of my life. I might be an emotional man, but I'm not in disguise. And if you take me as love is true, then I'm one of the passionate few. I've got a passion for you. Thank you, gang.
Mark Elliott, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for joining us here today. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Spence and Gregory. All the AV team, all the Sacred Service team, everybody who's here today, thank you for being here. If any of you have anything heavy on your heart, if anybody would like special prayer treatment, Carl and I will be available right outside the doors here. Please join us in the fellowship hall for coffee and tea. And I'm going to ask everybody who feels that they are a member here to stand up, look around, and if you see anybody that is sitting down, would you go say hello to them? So everybody is moving around. I invite all the practitioners to come forward. And I invite everyone to join me in a closing treatment. So with my mind focused on truth, I know that there is but one source from which all good flows. And I know that I am one with that flow. So I release that which no longer serves me and I replace it with love. Knowing that the universal law automatically responds to my thinking, I choose to focus on uplifting and life-affirming thoughts. The thoughts of peace and love and harmony. And I know that the God in me is perfect, and I know that my real nature is spiritual, and I know I am a special creation. I am free to exist in boundless good, and I know that my mind is being acted upon by pure spirit. I know that this peace that is in my heart is in the heart of all around me. And I know what, and God knows how, and for all of those who are experiencing loss and all those who are in the midst of war, may they know the truth that surrounds them. May they feel the love that surrounds them, and may they too know that they know what, and God knows how. So I invite you to join me today in knowing that there is just one. And let's all give thanks for this knowingness. Let's all give thanks that we can come here to this center and lift our hearts and lift our voices and lift our minds in peace and in love, and that we are free to share this with all that come our way. I'm so very thankful for all who are here and for all who are listening to this message today. I'm releasing these words to the law so the law can do its work. And together we say, and so it is.
Why don't you all stand up, see if you can find some words. They may or may not be there in the seat, in the pew in front of you. But we're welcoming Antoinette Wilson up to lead us in this song, so let's sing it together. Here we go.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh, please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and for me. You just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and for me. You just wait and see. Go now, put a little love in your heart. Help me out now. Put a little love in your heart. Everybody now, put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Yeah, put a little love in your heart each and every day. Now, put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Here we go. Put a little love in your heart. Have a wonderful week.
Have a good week.
For Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.